I saw shege, you guys. Shege, premium shege. I was like, what's the hype about the sun? It's just the sun. Guy, if only I knew. Like, it's not just the sun, it is the sun. Now I understand and I know better. It's been 6 good months since I relocated from Nigeria to the UK, leaving behind my family and friends just to start a new life here in the UK. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been some high moments, there's been some very, very low moments. But all in all, it's been such an amazing journey. And also, there's been so many culture shocks that I've experienced since moving to the UK. So this video is all about that. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Teniola and I'm a YouTuber based in the United Kingdom. I film videos on everything lifestyle, faith, personal development, career. So if this is your vibe, please do well to join the family by clicking the subscribe button below. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm so excited for today's video because I feel like it is long overdue. It's better late than never, right? So that's why I decided to do the video today. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So guys, I have my phone here. In case you see me looking down, I have my phone here and it contains everything I'm going to talk about. So the first thing on my list is the elephant in the room. There's no way you're going to talk about culture shocks in the UK and you won't talk about this point. It is the weather. The weather in the UK is so epileptic. That's like the best word I can use to describe it. You can literally have 4 different weather experience in one day. I mean, it will be raining, it will be sunny, it will be cloudy, it will be windy, all in one day. The weather in the UK is so different from where I'm coming from. So in Lagos, Nigeria, we typically have 29 degrees, 30 degrees, 31 degrees, and it's usually sunny all year round. But here in the UK, it's not like that. I was utterly shocked and surprised when I moved. Prior to moving to the UK fully, I used to visit, and whenever I visit, I would visit during summer or spring or autumn, but I never visited during winter. However, when I was relocating fully, I relocated in December, so it was like peak winter. So it was my first winter experience, and I was experiencing -5, -7. Hey, imagine me coming from 28 degrees, 30 degrees, 31 degrees to -5 degrees. -5 degrees, guys. I was so shocked. And it was my first winter experience. So I'd never, in my 20-something years of life, I'd never experienced such level of cold, such degree of cold before. So I was so cold. I'll probably insert videos of me dressing up for winter. So funny, but I'm glad I'm over it. So yeah, the weather is such a big one here in the UK. It's usually very cold during winter. And another thing that I experienced that was a culture shock for me was that during winter, it gets dark very quickly. So by 4 p.m, it's already pitch black. You know the way 7 p.m. would look like in Lagos? That's how 4 p.m. would look like here in the UK. And I found it weird at first, but over time I got used to it. And during summer, it gets really bright. So it gets brighter so early. So once it's 4 a.m, it's already very bright. And once it's and it doesn't get dark till like 10 p.m. So in a sense, it feels like there is no balance. In winter, it gets really dark quickly, and in summer, it gets dark much later and it gets bright really early. So there's no in between. Before I relocated to the UK, I used to hear how people talk about the sun. I told you guys that before I relocated to UK, I used to visit during summer. And whenever I come during summer, I would hear them talk about the weather, how the weather is so good. They're so excited about the sun. You see a lot of them just wearing shorts and vests, and they are just so excited that it is sunny. And I never got it. I'm like, why are you guys so excited about the sun? It's just the sun. It's sunny, and so what? If only I knew. If only I knew. But now I know better. I know better. Now I get it. I get it that summer is such a special thing for them because the winters are usually wintering. The winters are usually wintry here in the UK. Like they go through a lot when it comes to winter, such that when summer eventually comes, they just want to milk it and enjoy being in the sun as much as possible. And that's why you find that a lot of people take vitamin D, and that's when I came to the UK as well. During winter, I had to get vitamin D tablets because you're not getting vitamin D from the sun the way we usually get it in Nigeria, where it's sunny all year round, so you're constantly getting vitamin D. Not here in the UK. You have to buy vitamin D tablets so that you get it and your body has that vitamins because your body needs it. So the number one point is the weather. Moving on to the next one. The next one is the infrastructure. The infrastructure here in the UK is, I know some people might not agree with me on this point, but the infrastructure here in the UK is good. I mean, the infrastructure here in the UK is good compared to where I'm coming from. I was born and brought up in Lagos, Nigeria, and I know what the infrastructure is like. But coming to the UK, I have experienced a much better level of infrastructure. And when I talk about infrastructure, I'm talking about electricity, the transport system, water, and so on. These things were things that I struggled with a lot, especially in the last year before I relocated. I struggled with it so much when I was in Nigeria. Let's take electricity for example. Where I used to live in Nigeria, I never had 24 hours electricity. I always had issues with electricity. And that year particularly, which was in 2024, where I was staying, oh my God, the national grid kept collapsing every 2 seconds. And it's so bad that when the national grid collapses and eventually they fix it, my own area, something would happen to the transformer, unfortunately, at the time. It just kept happening back to back like that. And I had to keep having to get fuel, and you guys know how fuel is in Nigeria. There was fuel scarcity at some point because they keep hiking the prices, so people keep making the commodity so scarce. So I had so many issues. I'm sure I talked about it so many times in my vlog, so if you want to watch it, you can go back to my previous vlogs when I was living in Nigeria. Like, I saw pepper, I saw shege bansa, you guys. I saw shege, you guys. Shege, premium shege. Nigeria showed me pepper with electricity. There will be days when food in my fridge would go bad because I would travel and there will be no lights for days. Or when I come home from work, there will be no lights. That thing alone pisses me off. Imagine going to the office in the morning, coming back, and there's no light. And this leads me to my next point. Because there's no light, it affects the water in my building. So I stayed in like an apartment complex, where there are like over 20 apartments in the building. And whenever there is no light, there's usually no water. It's crazy, right? But yeah, that's what it is. Like, whenever there is no light, there's no water. And for some reason, the way the apartment is, we don't have a landlord in that sense. We just have developers that we relate with, so they don't really care about us. When we tell them that, okay, you guys need to get a generator so that you can be pumping water, these guys do not agree. So it's we, the tenants, that will now bring our generator to say, okay, let's use our generator to power the pumping machine and supply water to the whole building. But as tenants, we can't be doing it every time. The landlord has to take responsibility. But then again, they don't have landlords. They just have people that have lease over the house, and most of them are not even in the country. So it was just so messed up. So I had issues with water as well. I'll have all those aboki, I don't know if you guys know them, that used to push all these trucks to get water for me. I'll have to pay people to get water for me. It was just a whole lot. It was a whole lot. And then another thing I struggled with in terms of infrastructure was commuting. So fortunately for me, when I was in Nigeria, I had access to cabs. So I didn't really have to take public transport every time. I used to take cabs everywhere. I was just taking cabs. But then again, it came with its own downside of insecurity, right? There were days where I would have to leave home very early in the morning because I was going to the office, and I would just be so scared because of the driver. Like, imagine entering a stranger's car every single day. Like, I'm just grateful to God for protection. Even with transportation, you can't bank on the time because of traffic. You guys know that Lagos traffic is hell. Like, whenever I'm going to work, like, there's always traffic. traffic. Going to work, there's traffic. Coming back from work, there's traffic. Like, I always had to battle with traffic in Lagos. So you cannot really plan yourself, because if you say, oh, you get somewhere in 2 hours time, just add plus X. So 2 hours plus X. 2 hours plus X, because Lagos traffic can change everything for you. And if it's not even Lagos traffic, somebody can decide that, oh, they want to block the road because one president is coming, or they say, oh, they are doing party somewhere, so they will block the road. Just so many flimsy things like that. But here in the UK, it is so different. I mean, there's 24 hours light. First of all, like, electricity is constant. Since I moved here in December, like, there's not been a day when I did not have lights. Like, 24 hours light all year round. And then in terms of the transport system, currently my husband and I, we don't have a car because the transport system is so good. I feel like if it's just you and your husband, or you and your spouse, you really don't need a car because of how efficient the transport system is. But this is just based on me. I stay in quote unquote close proximity to places I typically access. Like, I stay close to the city center, so it's easy for me to get around with the train and buses. But I get that some people stay very far away, so they have to commute before they can get a train. So maybe those people need a car. But the train system is so efficient. The buses, however, can be late sometimes. The buses can be 15 minutes late, 10 minutes late, but the trains are always very, very timely. And sometimes when the trains don't come, if your train is 15 minutes late, you can always get a refund of your train ticket. Like, these things, they work, you guys. And I can always plan my journey. For example, whenever I'm going to the office, I know that I'll be in the office in the next 1 hour, because I know when my train is coming. I can see if my train is being delayed. I can see if my train has been cancelled. Like, there's an app for every single thing. It is so easy to navigate the train system and transport system here, because as long as you can read, you'll not get missing. That's like the mantra here in the UK, and that's what someone said to me the first time I came to the UK. He told me and my friend that, see, as long as you can read, you won't get lost. As long as you can read, you won't get lost here in the UK. Just read the signs and follow the signs, follow the instruction. You won't get missing. And that's it. The transport system is very efficient. Water is also very efficient. Like, I don't struggle with water. I've never opened my tap and water is not running. Like Nigeria, hey, you guys, I suffered. Tell me sorry. Anyway, that's point number 2. The infrastructure. You guys see how I did not say anything about the healthcare? The healthcare, I didn't say anything about it. The healthcare here in the UK, I wouldn't say it is better. First of all, I've not had so many experiences with the NHS. I've only had one experience, and that was because I had an emergency and I had to go to the A&E. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Okay, we'll come back to it. If you've watched up to this point and you're yet to subscribe, please join the family. You guys should join the family. I keep saying this. Please join the family by clicking the subscribe button. Please click it now, please. Moving on to the next point. People mind their business here in the UK. It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Like, people mind their business so much. So much. I think you guys, I must have told you guys in one of my vlogs, I fell in the train station the other day and nobody, not a single person, turned back to say sorry. Even people that were like behind me and beside me, that were coming from the train, were coming down from the train together, nobody said sorry. Everybody just looked away and continued. They did not say sorry. I trust my people in Lagos. Ekbelema, sorry my dear, are you okay? Do you want water? Let me carry you up. Let me do this. Are you sure you're fine? Take water, take sweets, take rub, take the paracetamol, take... Nobody said anything. I was shocked. You guys, I was very shocked. I was so shocked. I'm like, nobody's even saying anything. Everybody just carry me like this. I thought, okay, so this is how you guys do it. So yeah, they mind their business here. They mind their business. In fact, they mind their business to the extent that you can be living in the house for a whole year and you won't know your neighbors. Fortunately for me, I've been living here for 6 months, but I know one of my neighbors. I know one of them because whenever I'm going to work, he's also going to work. So I used to see him quite often in the elevator, and that's about it. But apart from that, in this whole apartment complex, I only know one person, and that's it. We only talk in the elevator. But in Nigeria, you know your neighbors, correct? Like you will know your neighbors. You even be eating each other's food. But yeah, I don't know anything about my neighbors. People mind their business. It's a good thing, but at the same time, it's not so good because of that lack of community. You don't have people around you. My husband's friends had a baby and we went to visit them and we're asking them, oh, did your neighbors come and visit them? Say their neighbors gay. Their neighbors gay. In Nigeria, your neighbors will come, they will cook for you, they will bring food, they will buy things for the baby. Some of them can even come and say, oh, what can we help you do? They help you clean your house. Yeah, nothing like that. If you have a baby, you're on your own. You are literally on your own, except you have family and friends. But if you are banking on your neighbors, or yellow, wow, you are on your own. There is nothing for you. So here in the UK, I don't think there's that sense of community for people that are immigrants. Over time, you build your own community when you make friends with people. But if you are new here, you're on your own. You are literally on your own. Yeah, so that's another point. People mind their business here, and it kind of affects the sense of community that you get here, unlike in Nigeria. And that point is, do not mistake their smile for kindness. Do not mistake their smile for kindness. Yeah, you can be on the train and you look up like this and you see someone smiling at you. They're just being courteous, in a sense. Is that the word? Courteous? Yes. It's just courtesy. They don't like you. Sorry. They don't like you. The fact that they are smiling at you does not mean that they like you. It's just courtesy. It's just basic courtesy, to be honest. And it's the same thing goes for your workplace. The fact that your colleagues are smiling at you doesn't mean they like you. It's just basic courtesy. You guys are just there to work. It's just work at the end of the day. And that's how I see it. Like, it's just work at the end of the day. I'm there to give my 100% to my employer, and that's all. Like, if I make friends, it's just a bonus. But I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to work. I'll keep it moving. So the fact that people are smiling at you, maybe at work or on the train or somewhere, doesn't mean that they like you. Please don't mistake. Don't go. That's when you go to work because somebody has been smiling at you every now and then. You now go to work and be spilling secrets. You're telling the person your life story. Nope. You're not there to tell your life story. You're there to work and keep it moving. Okay? That's how I see it too. So don't mistake their smile for kindness, or don't mistake their smile for the fact that they like you. Some of them might be genuinely kind, don't get me wrong. But the fact that they are smiling, you always see them smiling at you. I experienced it a lot, especially in the train station or on the train or in the bus. You can just, maybe your eye locks with someone else's, because the way the train is, some of them you sit opposite each other, so you sit facing each other like this in the train. Unlike Nigeria, where all of you are facing the driver's side, this one you are facing each other like this. So sometimes when you just look up, maybe you're pressing your phone and then you look up like this, your eyes might lock with the other person, and they'll just smile like this, and you think, oh, this person likes me, or the person is being nice. No, it's just courtesy. It's basic courtesy. And who am I if I don't talk about this one? This one is fire. This one is fire. Who am I if I don't talk about this one? The next point is the food. You guys, the food. The food here in the UK is not like Nigeria. There are no even similarities between Nigerian food and British food. No similarities at all. I don't think there's any. And again, this is just my own opinion. Everything I say in this video is my personal experience only. So if you have a different opinion or a different view, feel free to share it in the comment section politely. But this is my own view and my own opinion. So you guys, the food here in the UK is so different from Nigeria. In my opinion, there are no similarities between Nigerian food and British food. Zero similarities. Most of their food here is fish and chips, fish and chicken. Fish and chips, or chips and chicken. There's nothing like ogbono soup or yellow gari or abula, things like that. Nothing. You guys, that's all I have to say. I don't think they have that many varieties when it comes to food. But Nigerian food, and to get Nigerian food here is not easy. I have cooked more in the past 6 months than I did in the whole of 2024. You guys, because Nigerian food is expensive to buy here. So the best way to get the most of it is just to cook it by yourself. So if you are craving it, you have to cook it. If you are craving it, you have to cook it. Because spending £24 or £30 on just a meal does not make sense. You can't do that every day. Like every day, imagine 3 square meals, or let's say you eat twice, you're able to spend £30 on each food. That's £60 in a week. Do you know how much you'll be spending? So it makes sense to buy the ingredients and make it yourself. You will even spend up to £60 buying the ingredients that you can use to make the meal, and it will last you for a whole week. That's another point I need to raise. Food here is affordable. Like, it makes sense. It is affordable in a sense. In fact, I was speaking to my younger sister the other day. I told her that I went to the supermarket and I bought spaghetti for 0.59 pence. And she was like, really? That's like 500 naira for one spaghetti. Like about 500 naira for one spaghetti. And she was like, wow, spaghetti in Nigeria is about 1K now. I'm like, what? So spaghetti is even more expensive there in Nigeria than here in the UK. In my own opinion, I think food here in the UK is so affordable compared to Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria of now, not before. The current state Nigeria, and the food inflation in Nigeria is just so crazy, and I don't think it is that bad here. So that one, I give it to them. 1 point to the UK. Another thing here, and I'm sure people that live here in the UK would agree, DIY is king. DIY is king here in the UK. You guys, hey, you have to learn how to do things yourself, because labor is not cheap here in the UK. You see all those ones that are in Nigeria, something will break in your house, you quickly call an electrician. Hello, comes to the house. Or your furniture, something is wrong with your furniture, you call carpenter. Carpenter should come and do it for you. Or you quickly give your shoe to shoemaker, you give your clothes to tailor. Not here, oh, my sister or my brothers, not here in the UK. DIY is king. You guys must have seen one of my vlogs, or you probably see one of my vlogs. I bought a sewing machine, guys, because spending so much money to amend my clothes, nah. You know all those abokis that we used to call now, all those abokis that used to carry, what do they call them? Ejika shop or Obioma. They used to carry their machine on their shoulder. You just call them, you give them 500 naira or 200 naira, depending on what you want to sew, and they'll sew it, finish. Yeah. They'll be telling you that, do you know what minimum wage is per hour? That's what they will use to charge you. In fact, if the tier is just so tiny like this, they'll still charge you so much money. So I bought a sewing machine that I can be using to amend my clothes. Like if I have a tear on my trouser, I just fix it myself. Like if I have a tear on my trouser, or I want to amend a skirt or a top or something, I just fix it myself. I don't need to go and spending that much money amending my clothes. And even making your hair here in the UK is expensive. It's expensive. You can't, unlike Nigeria. I'll go to the salon. They will lose my braids for me. They will wash it for me. They will make cornrows for me. I'll just be there, princess treatments. I'll pay for it and go. But yeah, you have to book appointments. To wash your hair, you'll be booking appointments. You guys, I bought shampoo. What's the shampoo and conditioner? In case you guys don't know, I learned how to make hair in Nigeria. Like, I was once an apprentice. You know, those small girls that used to stay with their oga to make hair in the salon. I was one of them. Whether or not I did freedom is story for another day. Well, because you guys are my family, I didn't do freedom. I didn't graduate, but you guys, I learned how to make hair. So I know how to do the basic things. Like, I can wash my hair, I can relax my hair, I can make my hair on my head, like cornrows. I can do it on my head, I can do ponytail on my head. But you see braids like this, I can't do it on my head by myself. I can do it on someone else's head, but I don't like to do it because it's stressful. So I can do this on someone else's head, but not on my head. So this hair is the first braids I'll be making since I moved to the UK. Every other time I've been wearing wigs, and me, I'm a wig girly anyway. I like wigs. Sorry, you know those people that say, oh, they don't like wigs. I can't relate. Me, I like wigs though. Even from Nigeria, I like wigs, but Nigeria, because I could easily access braids, I used to make braids all the time. But yeah, in the UK, I cannot quickly access it. Almost, I wear my wigs on the studio. I usually wear wigs all the time. So I'll make my cornrows myself. I wash my hair myself. I relax my hair myself. And life is good. So Here in the UK, DIY is king. See, almost all the furniture in this house, my husband assembled it, because you can also pay people to assemble your furniture. But my husband assembled everything from our console to our dining table, dining chairs, center table, even the chair you're seeing at the back behind me here. It was my husband that assembled it. My husband assembles everything because you'll be paying them £90 to assemble a chair. What's there? You can do it. He's a man. You can do it. And that brings me to my next point. Labor here is dignified. There's dignity in labor here in the UK. There's dignity in every kind of labor here in the UK. So you see people that are like plumbers, electricians, carpenters, hairdressers, they are well paid. So unlike in Nigeria, where someone that works in the office is getting more, is earning more than someone that works as a hairdresser, or someone that works in the office is earning more than someone that works as an electrician. Here in the UK, there's dignity in labor, and you get paid for your labor. You get well paid for your labor. So that's why they can charge the way they charge. If you are working in the office, you can be earning almost the same amount as someone that works as a plumber or electrician or a hairstylist, or even less safe. You that are working in the office, sitting there in AC, you can be any less than someone that is a hairstylist here in the UK, because they get well paid and there's dignity in labor. And also, unlike in Nigeria, where you can ask someone, what do you do? I'm a carpenter, or I'm a plumber, and you'll be like, oh, plumber. But here in the UK, you're a plumber, you're in money, or you work in construction, you're in money. Like in Nigeria, I say, oh, I work with a construction company. They're looking at you like that. In the UK, yeah, you're in money, you're getting well paid. Like there's dignity in labor. You're getting well paid for whatever kind of job you do. So nobody is looked down upon, whether you're a blue collar or a white collar person. Nobody is looked down upon here in the UK, and that's something I really, really like. So I just have a few points left, and I feel like I'm going to bundle them up in just one point. Yeah, business people are professional. If you buy something and you don't like it, you can always refund it, even if you've used the thing. For example, we bought a toasting machine the other day from Amazon. We ordered it. We've used it twice. We've used the toasting machine twice, and the toast did not come out the way we wanted. So it wasn't functioning properly. And we called them. We told them that, oh, this thing is not functioning properly. We'd like to return it. And they said, yeah, you can still return it because it's still within the, I think, 30 days window or something. And we returned it. They refunded the money, the full amount. Despite the fact that we refunded it, they returned the full amount. And in fact, we lost the box. We already threw the box that it came in, so we just put it in a random box, and they collected that, still refunded our full money. In Nigeria, even if you've not used that thing, they will not collect it. You see, no refund, no exchange. Guinea, come on. They'll be fighting as if their life depends on it. You are a business professional. Act like one, right? That's how it should be. But these people, these Nigerian vendors, they know they hear a beg. Go log, come. Nigerian vendors, they don't act like that. They only have year one thing. Once you pay like this and you take the product, once you pay and you take the product, that's the end of the business. No follow-ups, nothing, right? And it's just poor, it's terrible. But yeah, they give you your money back. In fact, that toasting machine, we used it twice and they still refunded our full money, full refund. They gave us full refund. And so many things like that. There are so many times that I'll buy dresses or go out, I'll buy a dress on a whim. Like I just see something, I like it, I bought it. And when I get home, I feel like, I should not have bought this thing. The next day I carry it, I go back and can return it. Or if the weekend I'll go back and return it. As long as you've not, the date for refund has not elapsed, you will be entitled to return it and you get your money back. And sometimes, because of the kind of product it is, for example, if you bought something on sale, sometimes they'll tell you that you cannot return the item, but you can exchange it for something else. And that makes sense. That makes sense because you might not like that particular thing, but you might like something else. That makes sense. So, but Nigerian vendors need to do better. They need to do better. So that's all I have to say on that. So the last point I would like to talk about is on credit. It's a credit-driven system. And maybe because of my own background, right? And maybe because I'm a proper Nigerian babe, I don't like credits. I have a credit card, but I don't particularly overspend, and whatever it is I'm buying with my credit card, best believe I already have the money. You need to build your credit score, because your credit score would make you, the higher your score, the better it is for you to access credit, if that makes sense. So if you have a good credit score, you'll be able to access credit opportunities even more. So you can borrow money in a sense. That's what it means. So maybe because me, I'm a proper Nigerian babe, I don't really like the credit thing, but because I know how important it is for maybe when you have to make big purchases, I need to build my credit score. So I have a credit card and I use it. But best believe, whenever I'm using my credit card to buy something, I already have like the money available in my other account. So by the end of the month, they can just sweep their money. You get? So, but I've heard of stories of people that because they now have access to credit, they usually spend anyhow, like, oh, your phone, they just spend lavishly. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. If you have access to credit, it should be used and utilized wisely. That brings me to the end of today's video. Thank you so much, and do well to share this video. Drop a comment. If you're also living in the UK, let me know in the comment section what culture shocks have you experienced, and if you're in any other part of the world, can you relate to any of these culture shocks or experiences? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, please like this video. When you like my video, YouTube will typically push it out to more people to watch. So please like this video and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.